Good morning, YouTube. DJ Dre is back on set for another episode of The Money Mix, where rhythms meet returns. It's a combination of my two favorite passions, music and DJing, and also as an entrepreneur, making trades on the stock market as well. I want to inform you before I get started today, the DJ sets that I have been performing on this channel have been moved to my DJ channel. YouTube reached out to me and suggested that I separate the two entities because they were not alike. In order for me to gain maximum exposure for both channels, they suggested, and I agreed definitely because it's their system, to move my DJ sets over to my DJ channel, which is called Video DJ Dre Remix. The link is right below. Make sure you click that link so you can still check out some of them hot early morning DJ sets. All right, with that said, let's get into the show today. The stock market part is still going to stay right here on this channel. So if you subscribe for that, definitely come back Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9:30. I will be right here premiering all type of stock tips and continuing to build our portfolio. So let's get right into it today. Make sure you read my disclosure right there before we get into it. I'm not a professional advisor or accountant. Just make sure you read that for all the legal logistic reasons. Just read that throughout the show. But today we're going to jump right into our portfolio today. We're going to jump in from where we left off, and today we're going to talk about reinvesting in yourself. First, I would like to say off the top, we are having an outstanding first week. You know, this is going into our third week of actually broadcasting, our second week of actual trading. We actually opened up this Robinhood account a little over a week ago. About 2 weeks ago, we had to wait a little while for Robinhood to set it all up, to verify everybody and everything. And once we got the account set up with either $100 or $1,000, we started trading. The stocks that I encourage everyone that was watching this particular channel to get into was Google, MU, Micron Technologies, AMD, and SanDisk Corporation. Those are the four stocks that we are invested in. Once again, I told you about my pie chart and how I like to break up my stocks. 4 stocks. I don't like to hold no more than 7 total. I like to keep 4 right here, based 20% apiece. The red pie, the blue pie, the green pie, and the orange pie. 4 companies, all at 20% a piece. That I like to have a high risk at the top there, 10% of that, and 10% in the cryptocurrency. Right now, we don't have anything in the cryptocurrency. It's so volatile right now. It's so up and down. I don't even want to waste y'all guys' time or stressing anybody out trying to invest in cryptocurrency right now. And I'm not saying crypto is not a good investment, because it is and it can be, but it's definitely a long-term investment. And right now we're just getting our feet wet. We just getting into this game. We just getting into this market, trying to learn some tips and some tricks of the trade to try to increase our portfolio. All right, so let's jump back over here to Robinhood and let's see where we are this week. So right now, as you can see, we are at $1,209, which is excellent. This is the week. Now, we didn't gain. Some of you out there watching was like, man, you're up $209 already. No, we're not up $209. We are up, and I can go to my 1 week. We are up $98.57 roughly in the past week. The extra $100 came in, and remember I talked to you guys out there about reinvesting in yourself. Every time you get paid, that you should put $100 into your account or $10 into your account. And if you can't do it every time you get paid, at least once a month. If you put $100 into your account once a month and you started out with $1,000, that's a total investment in 1 year of $2,200, $1,200, and $1,000. $1,200 total investment. And that's going to start earning you money. And what we talked about earlier is how compound interest adds up. By me putting in that extra $100 this week, When I got paid, I upped it, I put it in. So my total now is 1209.44. That's my total overall portfolio. So we are moving up. So not only are we making money on the initial 1,000, now we're beginning to make money on the $100 investment that I just currently put in. So I'm encouraging you guys out there as well. Make sure you put that $100 in. Make sure you put that $10 in so that you can up compounding interest and profits. So we're going to look at where we at for the past week. Today was also a good day. Everybody's in the green today. Normally, we're having a good start, a really good start, making me look real good, making me look like I know what I'm doing, that I picked some good stocks. I have been doing this for a while, and I have been researching these companies for a while. So it's not a coincidence that they're doing this good, but it is untypical for, for the investments to be doing this good, this fast right out the gate. Our 1 weekend, we are up 8.9%, $98.84. Roughly, we're up $100 really and 9 cents, because that's kind of averaging the last 5 days. When you hit 1 week on here, as you can see, when you hit that 1W, that's 1 week. They're talking about the last 5 trading days or the last week. We're a little bit more than that, so we're technically up because we started with $1,000. We are technically up $109.32. The other $100, which brought it up to $209, was the additional money that I put in out of my own personal paycheck to reinvest in myself. So that I encourage y'all guys out there to do. And the main reason why you have to do that is so this money can compound, so it can grow even faster. So if you look at the chart this week, you can see the green line in the past week. You see where we started at down there. We started to jump and go up ever since. Now, you can see all throughout here, it wasn't a smooth selling ride up to the top. We got a lot of dips in there. We got a lot of dips and breaks, but none of these dips fell below our 6% threshold, which would actually trigger a sale. None of these dips were that amount. So that's one good reason, one of the reasons why I choose 6%, because it is possible to go below 6% in any given day. But it's rare when you have a good stock. It's rare when you have good stocks and you invested in solid companies. So as you can see, it was bumpy, went down a little bit right around here, but now it is ticking back up, and we're doing pretty good. The last episode, I showed you guys how to move your stop losses up, how to cancel your stop losses and actually move them up. That way you never lose money in the stock market. Right now, I know we're not up a lot, but we are at a point where we can say, you know what? I'm never going to lose this $98. I'm at $99 right now, profit right there, $99.47. You can say to yourself, I'm never going to lose that. At the most, I'll lose half of that, okay? At the most, I will only lose half of that, which is $50 roughly. So you can actually adjust your stop losses now. You can be a little bit more aggressive on your stop losses now and say, well, I'm going to move my stop loss up on each of my shares, or at least the ones that have gained the most. And I'm going to make sure I keep my profits minus what I'm willing to lose, which is no more than $50. That way, if you have your stop losses set there, you will never lose money invested in the stock market. If you understand what I'm saying, make sure you put it in the comments below. Make sure you let me know if you understand that. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I will definitely go over it again in another episode, a little bit slower. I'll break it down to you. But one thing I want to go over today real quick before we close out is that since I invested in myself, out of my paycheck, I put in an additional $100. Remember, I was telling you guys that we want to get all our stocks up to at least one share so that we can put stop losses on them. Last week, AMD, we did not have a complete share. We only had 1.0. Last week we had about 0.92%. We were almost at a share, but we wasn't quite there yet. With that additional $100 that I invested in myself, I was able to purchase the remaining amount of shares to get up to 1 share. So now AMD, we are above 1 share. Then I was able to put a stop loss at that. And with the remaining amount of money, I put the remaining on SanDisk. Last week, we only had like about 0.23 of SanDisk. Now we have 0.41 shares. We almost have a half of a share. So as the market continues to rise, or maybe the next time I get paid in 2 more weeks, when I put another $100 in the account, I may have enough. I'm gonna hit SanDisk real quick and see how much we actually have on SanDisk, okay? Because their shares are going up so fast, they might get out of reach. You know, you want to purchase them as low as you possibly can. Right now, we only have $203, and they're at $450. So in order to get that 1 share, you know, we're roughly $250 away from getting a full share of SanDisk so we can put a stop loss on it. So we got a little ways to go before we can actually put a stop loss on SanDisk. But make sure you keep your eye on that stock. Make sure you keep your phone by your side. Make sure you check on your portfolio throughout the day so that you can exit out of SanDisk if they fall below 6% and then come back in that following Monday like we talked about. All right, so that's pretty much where we're at today. I wanted to, jump in here and let y'all see that the portfolio is definitely on the uptick. It's definitely doing better. I also wanted to let you guys see that we invested an additional $100, or the people that started with $100 invested an additional $10. Now, if you started with $100, you are up about $10 in your portfolio, which is good. 10% in a week is excellent. We're up roughly 10% in a week. I mean, that's outstanding. If we can continue on that, which I'm not saying we are because that's uncharacteristic, but if we can continue on this momentum, we will have some good money in this portfolio by the end of the year. We'll probably be, possibly $3,000-$4,000, or better, which percentage-wise, it might not sound like a lot of money, but we're dealing with a percentage. You want your percentage to double each year or triple each year, because once you get up to that big money, once you have $50,000 in your account, if you double that, if it goes up 100%, then that means you actually made $50,000 that year with your portfolio. That means you started with 50, and now at the end of the year, you have 100,000. If you have $100,000 in your account and you double that, that means you now have 200,000 in your account. Okay, you started with 100,000 and now you double that and have 200,000 in your account. So you see how this compounding interest can really take off and really snowball and really make you some good money. So I'm not really concerned about the dollar amount that you see on the screen. I'm really concerned about the percentage. 8.92%, or roughly 10% in 1 week, is excellent. Imagine if we could do that every week. That would be 40% in a month. 40%. Imagine you increase your portfolio by 40% in 1 month. In 2 months, 80%. In 3 months, you could possibly be up 100% based on this trajectory. If you're up 100% in 3 months, by the end of the year, we could possibly be up 300-400%. So if you started with $1,000 and you're up 300-400%, you now have $4,000 in your account. If you started with $5,000 and you're up 4 or 5%, now you're at $20,000 in your account. So see how that percentage thing rolls over and keeps expanding. So that's what I want y'all to focus on out here, the percentage. All right. Once again, hey, we are still ticking, man. We at 1209.99, 1210 as we speak. We are making money. You see the numbers are ticking up. This has been an excellent week. I hope y'all stick around. I hope y'all subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is tips and tricks of the stock market. My name is DJ Dre. I'm here to educate you guys, all you new guys that's just getting into the market, just finding out, just getting your feet wet. Make sure you stick around. Make sure you tune into this channel. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9:30 a.m. We premiere every week. Once again, I want to thank y'all for checking me out. Hit that like button, hit that subscription, and that notification bell before we get out of here. Once again, I want to say thanks and peace. And also, jump over there to the Video DJ Dre channel and check out those morning mixes. All right, the money mixes are over there on that channel. Make sure you check them out. So once again, I want to say thank you. Peace.